Alright guys, this is a Cormac cq480 power saw. I'm going to be doing the carburetor on it. It's just a 13 horse Honda. No different. Yeah, so let's see what's, I think it's a 13. It might be a fucking 8 or something. It's not even a Honda. It's a Lonson. So pretty sure it's a 13. I'll know more when I get the carburetor out. And say, here, let me lift this thing up. See if I can see a size motor this thing is. This is a 13 horse, yeah. So this is a 13 horse Honda clone. Cormac's in Miami. I have a generator from them that's freaking amazing, diesel generator. All the parts will be in the description below. What happened is this guy tilted it over on its side to grease the bearings on the underside, and then when he put it back up, it wouldn't start. The cylinder is full of oil. I pulled the plug and getting it all out. He said it wasn't running great to begin with, so wanted me to go through the carb so that it's ready for him this afternoon. So I'm going to do the carb, change the oil, you know, all that good jazz. But right now we're just going to do the carb. We're going to take this cover off. It should just pop right off. There it is. I'm going to need both my hands to get this. It's just a clip on this side, clip on this side. There it goes. Seems to be a hose stuck in here somewhere. Right here. Kind of a pain in the ass, so we're going to go ahead and remove this hose right here. Get this out of the way. This wing nut here, get this air filter out of the way. We're going to blow this out with air. You see how the oil poured right through the carburetor and everything? So everything's full of oil. I'm going to blow it all out with air. It's all dry, at least the air filter didn't get saturated. This should pull right out of here. I guess it's not going to though. Whatever. We'll get this cover off. So we got 10 millimeter here, and then we got 10 millimeter here and here. We got to pull those three out. Got them off. There's a hose right here. Let's see if I can get a good view on it. It just pulls off, and then this whole thing should slide right out. You know, this is still kind of attached and whatnot, so pull that down and the whole thing should slide right off like so. Oh, this should have been forward, and this forward, that would have made it easier to come off. But they're out of the way. Look, there's gas pouring out of that. So it was kind of flooding. We're going to pull this choke arm off. There's a spring right here. I'm going to take it off. And then this throttle arm, if you go all the way throttle open, it'll come straight up out. Then you got the fuel line that goes in. Squeeze that with a pair of pliers. And get it up the line like so. Then you're just gonna kind of pry on it a little bit. That'll break it free. Then you're gonna get it off. I'm gonna need to have a container to drain this into a clear bottle. You know, just dry out the water bottle. That way you can see if there's any water or if the gas is bad. So it's a little yellow in color. That's either high test gas or ethanol free gas. Oh look, it's leaking on there. Either way, you know, it could even be old gas, but it doesn't, you know, it evaporates really well, so it probably isn't. Either way, I'm going to drain it all out and do fresh new gas, just you know, because you're cleaning the carb. So then we're going to go ahead and slide this carburetor off. You can tell the difference between a Honda and Chinese remake of a Honda. Honda's got a bowl here, a sediment bowl that catches all the dirt and some water, and the Chinese ones don't. 10 millimeter, pop the bowl off. You can see the rainbow in there, but that's oil that ended up in the gasoline. See, the carb was actually full of oil and sediment. So it could have gotten it running, but it's just way better to clean it out and make sure there's no issues. And now we're going to go ahead and pull this pin out. Right there. And then we got the float needle valve all come out like that. Okay, to get the jet out. Alright, so we need to pull the jet out. It's in there. I take a number 2 screwdriver and I grind the sides right here down so that it fits right in. Hard to work through the phone. Just stick it in and you turn it counterclockwise. The jet and the orifice tube came out. My little trick, I use 14 karat testing solution on my brass parts of the carburetor. So we're going to put a drop inside the orifice tube, a drop inside the jet, and then a drop in this hole. And drop in this hole right here. That's the idle jets, or idle circuits actually. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You need to use a couple drops. I've tried other acids. This is the best one. Other ones will eat the jet or melt the aluminum or it won't work at all. I've tried making my own. This is the best stuff. Then you're just going to gently rinse it off with carb cleaner. Do not get this in your eyes or hand. Wear safety goggles. And then once you've gotten the acid rinsed out, you can go ahead and full force through all of the holes. Same with the jet and orifice tube. Rinse the bowl out really well. Rinse the carburetor out really well. Concentrate on this spot and where it comes through, you know, the fuel inlet. Rinse all the dirt out of the outside of the carburetor. Take out the idle screw. This piece right here just comes up off of it. Oh, dropped it. Idle screw in that piece. And then this last piece right here, you pry out with a flathead, just comes straight up. So there that is. One more drop in that. That's the idle jet. Drop of acid. And rinse gently out this acid to keep it from splashing back, and then rinse hard to make sure it's clear. Reassemble. This jet is going to go back in the carb. Push it all the way down. This piece is going to go back in the carb. Then the idle screw is going to go back in. Then the orifice tube, flat side out, goes in. Then the jet, flat side would go down towards the orifice tube, flat head side up, and tighten it down. And we're going to put the needle valve that's still on the float right back in hole it goes, and then the pin, hold it all in place, goes in. I'm gonna give everything a good rinse one more time, make sure there's no dust or dirt inside the carb. Bowl goes on. The drain bolt goes on the opposite side as the fuel inlet, and then tighten it down 10 millimeter. Slide it back onto the engine now. I left the gasket right on the carburetor, but you want to make sure this gasket is between the carburetor and the engine. Slide it all the way on. Slide the fuel line on. Get the clamp down in place. Like so. Then we've got the throttle arm goes on. Like that. And then the spring goes in. Much easier with two hands. Like that. Fuel off. Choke in place. And you want it both facing forward. That in. Then there's a gasket that goes on. It goes like this. Just like that. Then we're going to put the air filter assembly, slide it on. 10 millimeter nuts here and here. 10 millimeter bolts right here. The air filter really well, inside and out. Put it back in place. Wing nut on top. Back on, push down. Metal washer, wing nut. And then hose on this side, force back in, and then you got the hose down here. I don't know if you can see it, the sun's coming out. I did this outside today. But anyways, there's a hose down in here. Needs to go on. Because it's got oil in the muffler, it's going to smoke until it burns off all the oil out of the muffler. The oil is full, it's been changed, cleaned out the cylinder as best I could, but it's still got to burn all that out. You know, it's going to smoke for a little bit. We'll let it run and see what happens. It's already getting better. Alright, so it's pretty much done smoking. I'm just going to need to wipe out all this oil that's everywhere now. I'll put the new carburetor in the description below, acid that I used to clean it out in the description below. You know, anything, air filters, anything you may need for this job. If this helped you out in any way, shape, or form, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. If you want to do any advertising on my channel, message me. I'd love to have a sponsor. Peace.